On this episode, we are back with our Disney Prep series, and today are discussing Disney World's water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. Today's July 12th, 2024. This is episode 684 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys! Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, in addition to live streams from the parks and our weekly live show, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
So on today's episode, we are going to try to keep cool in this heat and talk about our Disney Prep series with the water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach.
Yeah, so we'll go over a little bit about each of the water parks, and then we'll give you kind of our tips for going to the water parks.
Tips and tricks?
Tips and tricks for going to the water parks. Of course, right now, Typhoon Lagoon is open. Blizzard Beach is closed. We have not seen both water parks open since coming out of the shutdown, pandemic, COVID, and all of that. They have bounced back and forth. Will we ever see water parks both open again? I don't know. And we'll talk about that probably in a little bit here. We'll kind of give some thoughts on that. But we'll start with Typhoon Lagoon, which is the one that is currently open. And this opened back in 1989, so it is 35 years old.
Wow.
Doesn't look a day over 10. It looks great.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
They keep the water. And this is the thing with the water parks, I will say, not now, because I think it's absurd that they're both closed. But, I always say to people in Rhonda to somebody will, or myself even, I say it to myself all the time. I talk to myself a lot.
You do? Do you answer yourself?
I do. Yeah.
That's supposedly the bad part.
Usually not out loud, but sometimes out loud because it's easier.
Uh-huh.
But what was I talking about? No, what was great? No, I was saying why they do things. All right. Why they do things is because somebody is counting numbers.
Oh, of course.
It's why anything does anything.
Correct.
Except for Costco.
Wait,
I don't think Costco does anything. Because Costco has things that we love. And then they're gone. And then they never come back. So maybe, is it the fact that they took so long to sell? And I don't think that's it, because we can go 1 week. We can go on a Thursday. That's usually our Costco day. And they will have some snack that we love and a lot of it. 1 week later, it's gone, never to be found again. So that's telling me that they sold all of them in 1 week. Why would you not restock them? I think Costco should do better about their numbers. But everything else, like Disney does it all for a reason. There is a reason, be it attendance, be it whatever it is, that both water parks have not reopened at the same time. Now, what's always been great, and we joke about going, oh, you don't look a day over 10 and the park is 35 years old, is that every other year, these water parks, one of the water parks shut down during the off season.
Right.
To do refurbs, to touch up paint.
And that's great
everything.
And understandable, but do that in the off season. It is not an off season right now.
No, that's what I'm saying. They used to.
Hot.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying is they used to. Both parks were open at the same time. During the off season, every year they rotated. So 1 year, Blizzard Beach was closed during the off season while Typhoon remained open. Then they both opened back up through the busy season. Then the following year, Typhoon would be closed.
Yeah.
That's so they could touch up paint. They could replace chair. They could keep these parks looking beautiful. And they really, really do. A couple fun facts about Typhoon Lagoon is it is home to one of the world's largest outdoor wave pools.
Yeah.
2.5 acres in size with 3 million gallons of water. 80,000 of those gallons are used for every single wave.
Wow.
How are the waves? They're pretty good.
They're dangerous, in my
they are.
opinion.
They really are.
Yeah, it depends on if you're not deep enough. That wave will take you out, and you can come up with a scratched face, chin, knees. So I would definitely say be careful with this wave. It is a great wave. You can surf on this wave.
Yeah.
So in the mornings before it opens, I believe.
You can actually learn to surf on these waves. Yeah, it's amazing. So they do an open surf every morning. Runs $245 to $310. Where this is for more like you can surf, and so you're going to go in, you're going to get some lessons, but there's going to be multiple people surfing the waves. Or did you know that you can actually basically do private surf runs?
Do you want to do it?
I
don't even know how to surf. This is the only, by the way, though, if I ever surfed, if I ever wanted to and wanted to do it, this is where I would do it.
I agree.
Because there's no fish, there's no sharks, nothing's going to eat me. I just would hope I wouldn't drown, that's all.
Well, we're actually two of the girls' friends who share the same name, both surf. Lacey and Kaylin each have a friend that surf. And Lacey's friend was telling us that her mom, she was doing surf camp and all. She said her mom's not letting her surf right now because the sharks it's literally Shark Week. Like in Florida.
The TV
well, even
show.
in Texas. I mean,
but
Texas.
It is literally out in the, Talon was down in Volcano Beach, just not too far from us. We were in Crescent Beach. And they caught 4 or so sharks.
I think they ended up with 7 that they caught sharks just shore fishing and brought them in. Little guys, I think some of them were up to probably 2 feet.
Those things can still bite you.
They can. And New Smyrna, which is an hour south of us, is the shark bite capital of the world. Did you know that?
Nope.
It doesn't
and
mean
I
there's
ain't
the
going
most
there.
sharks. I think the shark title for most sharks, technically, I think is Australia or something. But yeah, New Smyrna Beach, which is just about an hour south of us or so, is the shark bite capital of the world.
And
so
then
per capita,
Texas had that
4 in one day.
And the lady that had the calf that was bit off.
Yeah.
So my client the other day sells medical stuff, and his surgeons that are here in the Florida area.
Yeah.
Was sending him shark bite pictures and showed me, and I was like, oh God, don't let me look. I was like, I have to watch Grey's Anatomy like this. I don't want to see that. That crap's real.
I was fascinated with sharks as a kid. Anytime there was a report or a study,
we should watch.
I did it on sharks. And I remember in a lot of those books, because I didn't have the internet, I had to go to the library and get books. There were a lot of those shark bites, and
we should watch it. John Cena does it.
Oh, I know.
We can watch it. We can stream it.
Yeah. Well, we have it on Discovery. Yeah, because we pay for Discovery, so maybe we'll watch some Shark Week after this. But we don't really go much in the ocean. So anyway, no, but you can literally do private surf events, and these last 3 hours. But
all before it opens, correct?
They also do evening for both of these. So you can also do after the park closes.
Okay.
But the private surf in the morning runs up to $1,300. And it's actually, it comes with, I think it comes with 50 waves, and then you can pay for additional waves.
Stop it.
Isn't that crazy?
Why? Talk
about genius monetizing.
Yeah. But what happens to the water? Why do you pay for more waves? What does it take to make a wave?
My guess is it's more of a time constraint thing. It's allowing more time, maybe. Maybe they feel it's easier instead of saying you can pay for an extra hour, and they can't technically guarantee how many waves you're going to be able to surf in that hour. They guarantee waves. So if they say you can get an extra however many waves, they can guarantee getting you all those waves, but they don't have to put it within a set time limit. I don't know. I just my guess. I have no idea.
Me neither.
But I think this would be so cool. If we just were pooping money and we had a bunch to spare, I would pay for someone else to do this so I could watch them, because I want to go see it.
Yeah.
I just think it's
we could
amazing.
pay for Rita.
Oh, would she do it?
Oh yeah, she
She can
surfs
pay
all the
for
time.
herself.
That's true.
She's got that. But yeah, going back to the wave pool, and then we'll have a couple more fun facts. Don't wear hats in the wave pool.
I mean, you can just hold on to them.
Just hold on.
How many did we see?
4 on one wave, and that was just in our general area. They were floating around just willy nilly.
Glasses.
Be very careful about. This is a good time to get those straps that will go on your glasses that most everyone wears here in Northeast Florida. I guess, like, I don't understand why you're wearing them to Publix. What you're worried about?
Because I think some people just leave them on and they don't take them off.
I would be the type. I would have to take it off. I couldn't. Now it's understandable that you walk into Publix and you take your glasses off because it also will hang around your neck. But it makes me laugh. Like you will see somebody like they're just walking into Publix and they're like, "Well, what are you expecting here? I don't think a wave's going to hit you." But another fun fact: this in 2022 reclaimed the title of the most popular water park in the world, admitting 1.92 million guests.
That sounds about
for the year. Also going back to the wave pool, and this is going off the top of my head, and I didn't look at it. I believe this is the same technology slightly updated that they used to use for the Polynesian. When the Polynesian first opened, they had in the lake, they had a wave generator.
Yes, you told me that.
You could surf.
Yes, I do remember that.
At the Polynesian. And the problem was it was causing the water or the beaches to erode at a very quick pace. So they just shut it down.
Yeah.
It's
still under there, right?
Still under there. Yeah, which is crazy that it's still in there. So there is a defunct shark reef. You used to be able, up until 2016, you could actually go and snorkel and swim with sharks and all other kinds of animals. Now you just go to the beaches in Florida to do that. But they closed this down. A lot of people believe it was just based on cost. Because operating this and animal care and all of that just cost too much. So they basically filled it in. And there was there used to be, I think it was like it looked like an overturned tanker that you could actually view. I think it was inside of it that you could actually view. That'd be a fun one to go back and look up videos on YouTube or something of it. All right, let's go over the same stuff with Blizzard Beach. Blizzard Beach opened in 95, so 29 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Summit Plummet is a 120-foot tall water slide with a near vertical drop. Guests accelerate up to 65 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest attractions at Walt Disney World.
Oh,
You've
my
done this
goodness.
one, correct?
No, I have
not done Summit Plummet?
No.
What did you do?
What do you mean? What did I do?
You've done the one at Typhoon, right? The drop one at Typhoon.
Yeah.
Storm, I believe those are the storm slides.
Yeah, I did that one, but I have not done Volcano Bay, and I did not do Blizzard Beach. The only other drop thing that I've ever done was on the Magic.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a little freaky, but it was super fun.
Yeah, that one's cool. I can do that one. But these, like, the thing with Volcano Bay and Typhoon, if you're going up these slides, you just have to try not to pass out on the way up.
You mean you're going up these stairs?
Stairs, yeah. When you're going up to these slides on the stairs.
Yeah.
But what's really cool about Blizzard Beach is they have a chairlift that will take you up there.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to climb all those steps. And this chairlift that takes you to the top of Mount Gushmore was the first of its kind in the state of Florida.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't know where other ones currently exist right now because we obviously don't have skiing.
Colorado.
Right, but I'm saying in Florida. Yeah. At 3,000 feet, Cross Country Creek, which is their lazy river, is one of the longest in the country.
Really?
So it'll take you 25 to 30 minutes to make a full lap around their lazy river at Blizzard Beach.
Huh.
And also includes one of the world's longest family whitewater raft rides, Teamboat Springs at Blizzard Beach.
All right.
So,
I want that to open back up so we can go back.
I know. We haven't been to Blizzard in a long time because during the small window that they opened last year, or it might even, I think it was actually this year, 2024 now. Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't think we ducked in there. We ducked in not long after they added the Frozen theming to the kids area.
Yeah.
Remember?
That was cute.
And we didn't even...
I think we went in clothes.
Yeah, we went in clothes. We didn't put a bathing suit.
Freezing.
We didn't get in water. It was February.
It was for me.
So, yeah.
For this Florida girl.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's talk tickets. Rhonda, what are your base ticket prices? Your general ticket prices, because they're the same year-round.
A one-day water park ticket is $74. For, of course, 10 and older. Ages 3 to 9 is $68. You can get a ticket that has blockout dates for $64. And then for 3 to 9, of course, is $58. But I would not suggest that.
Yeah,
I'd spend the extra $10.
Yeah, just look at your trip.
Yeah.
If your trip falls within blockout dates, then you don't have a choice. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you have to get the upper ticket. But otherwise, if you don't care about what the blockout dates are, then go ahead and save that $10 a ticket. Family of 4, $40. That's some of your snacks.
Yeah.
There. So, now, if you are a pass holder,
woohoo!
What can you do as a pass holder? And we take advantage of this
a
lot. Now, we do have the water park add-on. So
yes.
Rhonda and I, water parks are included with the water park and sports add-on. But if you're a pass holder with that, or you're a pass holder without that, you can take advantage of this.
Right. So you can get a 1-day water park ticket for just $49 plus tax. So you can get it for yourself if you don't have the added ones, or you can get them for anybody else, like Jeremy and I did for the girls. They don't like each other right now, as I keep telling everybody. So we took them separately. We took Kaylin and her boyfriend, and it was only a little over $100 for both of them to go. And then we took Lacey and Kendall. And because Jeremy and I have the water park add-ons and we can go like air quote unquote anytime. And we do take advantage most of the time when it is really hot out like it is right now.
We always put some water park time.
Absolutely. So we always tell the people that we're with, like, hey, have fun when you feel like you've gotten your $50 worth.
Our $50 worth.
Or our $50 worth.
When you children feel like you've gotten our $50 worth, we'll go. But
it works
it's
out.
4 or 5
it
hours.
It's it usually works and what's fantastic is it not only works where it's that long, it works right around 2-3 o'clock, where that's about when thunderstorms start to roll in anyways. So
yeah, and this is for you and up to 3 guests of any type. So they don't have to be pass holders or anything, obviously. So I look at right now, if we went with our good friends Rob and Tina, who have 2 kids, the 8 of us could go, and we could purchase between Rhonda and I, because I can get an extra 3 tickets. I've already got one. Rhonda can get an extra 3. She already has one. So we can actually go with up to 6 other people that can take advantage of this deal. Yeah. Other great part is you can buy them online.
Yeah.
You do not have to go to the ticket window or anything. Now, if they don't have a card, or a Magic Band already, whoever you're buying these for, you might want to get one. Otherwise, you can just scan in with your phone. But yeah, you go online, you make sure you're signed in as a pass holder, and it will offer you these $49 tickets. You assign them to the person in My Disney Experience when you're basically paying, and it's super easy, and it's such a good deal. If $74 per person for a 1-day water park ticket, or $49 for a pass holder sounds like too much, just, go for free. Go for free in 2025.
Yeah.
Because Disney Resort hotel guests arriving in 2025 can enjoy admission to one of the water parks, whichever one is open, on their check-in day. And it is completely free for everybody on your resort reservation on your check-in day only.
So that for anybody that is just a couple of hour driving away, this is perfect for y'all. Get up, get your bathing suits on, be there. I'm assuming just like kind of Universal does, you'd have to check into your hotel room first.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know completely.
But I would almost assume
I think no, because remember, Universal is relying on key cards. So same with like Express Pass. If you get one of the Legacy Deluxe resorts at Universal, you can't just go straight to the park. You have to go get your key card for your room, because your key card is also your Express Pass. I'm guessing with Disney, that won't be an issue. You can go straight to the water park because everything's going to be within My Disney Experience, and you're going to be able to scan right there and verify, would be my guess.
All right.
Or another thing that
sound
another thing that Disney could end up doing, I don't think they will because it will cost them money, is people get these packages. Now, if you're local, not as much, but people that are like flying and all and have booked these packages, you're going to get that mailing of your added benefits, which include some things like, mini golf and whatever. You're going to get luggage tags if you're coming from a distance, and it's possible they could then include, hard tickets for these maybe, but I doubt it because it's an extra cost to them. But I have a feeling you'll be able to go right in and scan in.
Well, there you go.
Because think about things like early entry. Early entry, they scan your Magic Band or your ticket that you already have, your room key that you already have. I'm sorry, your ticket to verify that you're staying at a Disney resort to get in. So there would be no need for them to do it here. I think this is an incredible perk.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Anybody can say whatever they want. This costs you nothing and it affects you in zero way. If you can't make it in time to enjoy the water park on check-in day, okay. What did you lose? Nothing.
Yep.
Now, and you might want to decide to adjust your plans a little bit, right? I just tried to say,
and if you're flying and, usually you can't check in till like 3 or 4 and you're like, well, we're going to fly out at this time, just change it a little bit so you can be here a lot sooner. Just, of course, factor in, travel time as far as in getting like from the airport, which usually takes about an hour to get to Disney.
Yep.
So, but
factor all that in. But even I look at it as, this might be a way to adjust your plans. You come a night early and you stay off property. You got Marriott points burning a hole in your pocket. Go stay off property.
There you go.
Pack one little extra bag, because let's just say you end up paying $150, or again, it's free with Marriott, but let's just say you pay $150 for something over in Flamingo Crossing for a family of 4. You saved $300 on water park tickets. So, or I think of like Chuck and Amy, they live about 8 hours. A lot of times they'll split that drive and they'll drive 4 hours because they'll get out of work. They'll drive 4 hours. They'll stay the night somewhere and then they get up, they drive another 4. And most of the time they're at Disney before lunch. Yep. So, they'd be able to take advantage of that. Another thing to think about is, let's just say you're a pass holder with water park add-on like we are. Okay. I could go, oh, well, what do we get? You know what we get? Let's just say we take the girls. All right. Next summer, we want to do this same thing, right? We take Kaylin, we take Talon, we stay on Disney property. Both of their names are on the resort. Boom. Both of them are free that day that we go down. Another great thing I think you could do, and same thing if you don't have our water park add-on, just as a pass holder in general, you're still saving that money.
Right.
Another thing that I mentioned in the past, if you were coming down and you're doing a week-long stay, I don't know, maybe you consider a split stay. You would get
so then you could go
water
to the
park on your
twice.
day of arrival. And if you can't make that one, when you do that split day and you use it maybe midweek as like a rest day, you're checking into another hotel. There's going to be time for them to transfer your luggage. So you throw on a bathing suit and you guys go here and it's still a check-in day and you enjoy however many free tickets. So nice. I think it's an incredible perk.
Yep.
And I love that they're doing that. All right, let's get into some of our top tips, and these will be good for both Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. Yes. What is number one, Rhonda, that we do every time we think is one of the best? And this goes for the theme parks for a lot of people, but
but this one especially because you're trying to get a chair and, in our case, an umbrella. When I say rope drop, I mean be 30 minutes early to rope drop.
Yeah.
So that's what we usually do. We're usually leaving our house about 7:30. It is getting us literally about 9:30. And we're there, if not a little sooner than 9:30, walking in at 9:30 in line. And then it does not open until 10. So, and then they kind of, let's see, I think it's 9:45.
9:45 around then, 9:40, 9:45, they'll open the turnstiles and start corralling you in.
Right.
And then funneling you to one of two areas,
correct.
Basically.
And then you can kind of go 1 across the bridge or 2 down to your right and through other areas. But the cross the bridge.
This is at Typhoon specifically.
Yes, sorry. And then the cross the bridge one I like is because it's near the wave pool. And you just stand there until 10 o'clock and they'll blow some whistles and then they'll kind of, tell you to please walk and then you can go. And that's just super great because every single time Jeremy is just the type and kind of me too now where I need an umbrella. Yeah. Like I like to hide from the sun every once in a while. And it's fantastic. So, and they have plenty around. They also sell some. Little
They
Mickey
do.
ones?
Yeah, and those are the only
Super
ones you
cute.
can use. You can't bring your own umbrella, just so you know. It has to be one of the purchased ones
Right.
that they have. If those things don't sound like something you want to do, you can actually rent umbrellas.
Oh.
And we've done this before.
Oh, yeah.
So you can rent umbrellas is one of the options. This is a much larger umbrella.
Yes.
And these run $49 to $99 plus tax. And of course, that's dependent on the season. We're height of summer. They're $99 right now.
100%.
But this gives you a large beach umbrella. It's a dedicated area. Gives you a large beach umbrella, 2 reserved lounge chairs, 2 beach chairs, a drink table, and then towels for your party. So we love these.
Yes.
And they are well worth the cost.
Yes.
We think. But we've been very successful by also doing rope drop.
Yes.
And, for us too.
And saving the $100.
Yeah. Right. And saving the $100. So that is certainly an option. If you really want to chill and have some space, you got a little bit of a larger party. They do have some cabanas, shacks that they have. So a standard cabana is going to run you $225 to $375 total, plus tax. That will accommodate up to 10 people. Has cushioned seating for 6 guests. So 10 people are allowed to be in there, but only 6 are going to be able to sit down. So the 4 people you like the least can just stand the whole time. This will come with towels. There's a locker right in there. This comes with cold water. There's a cooler as well, which will be filled with cold waters all day long. And then each person in your party gets a souvenir refillable mug. Those are running $13 each. So a party of 10, that's $130 savings. Kind of right there. You also get a dedicated attendant. So you do not have to deal with going and using mobile order or going to stand in line. You can order directly through them. And there's also going to be some additional options like family style nacho platter. I believe they do a family chicken and fries or something like that. But there's some additional
family
options
pretzels
as well.
too, if I
family
remember.
pretzels. Yep. You can get a whole batch of pretzels for everybody. Now they also have a deluxe cabanas. Now these run $300 to $450 plus tax. This will accommodate up to 12 guests.
Nice.
And give cushioned seating for 8. Also towels, locker, cold water, souvenir refillable mugs, and your dedicated attendant. We have done this.
Yes.
And it is awesome.
Yes, it is.
This is another one, though, that I think of like, okay, you were thinking of going to the water park on your trip anyway, right? You're budgeting $300 for your family of 4. Now on your arrival day, it's free. So instead, you decide you're going to spend you're getting in early. You're going to spend the whole day at the water park chilling, and instead you're going to spend that $300 that you budgeted on a cabana for your family.
That'd be awesome.
Which would be, I would love to do this with just like 4 of us.
A few people.
We did it and we split it amongst a couple families, and we filled the thing out, and everybody just paid kind of their own way. And it's a really good way to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
You think about if this is going to run you $300 and it accommodates 10 people, that's $30 a person. So family of 4, pay your way in, $120, you get the cabana. You're already saving now at this point $48 on refillable mugs. You're saving money on water. If you don't have towels, then you can go ahead and get those included. All right, we say all the time, bring sunscreen, bring sun protection. You're gonna really, really need it here. You're getting in and out of water.
And make sure you reapply.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people forget that.
But this is also the time, buy that big goofy hat. Like I wear
like Goofy the hat?
You can get a goofy hat, but buy that big brimmed, sun hat. The big straw ones.
Yeah.
They actually sell them there. We have a Typhoon and a Blizzard one. I wear it when I'm going to be out in the sun.
You've actually worn it. Like, we need another one.
I know. The Typhoon one's wearing out. Because they didn't make them to get wet. I actually wish they would have made it of like faux straw. Hat. I know, but I wish they would have made it of like faux straw. The way that they make some outdoor furniture would have been really good. But sunglasses, swim shirts are really, really good here. Long sleeve swim shirts can be even better.
And if you forget any of this,
they sell it all. Trust me, they sell it all. And we have purchased a lot of it.
Yeah.
We didn't even need it. For towel rental, how do towels work in general? We'll just say that.
Well, you have to bring your own.
You can bring your own towel.
Right. From either your house or if you're staying at
do not
the
bring
resort.
your resort towels. No. Do not do that, please.
Oh, my bad. I didn't
Way to
know.
set it up so I could tell them not to because I would have forgot. That was a great setup. there.
Okay.
Very good setup.
But you can rent towels for $2 each.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a Disney resort guest, you get them for free.
Yes, you get them there. That's why you don't need to bring them from the resort.
Yeah.
You can walk in and they will give them to you.
Why
Yes. That's exactly the direction you were headed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we bring our own, you know,
Yeah, we
but
do.
again, we're not traveling from afar. If you are
Right.
flying and you think of, well, I got to pack 4 extra beach towels, where
Mm-hmm.
are those fitting? Then if you're staying on property, they're included. If not,
Mhm.
they're only $2 each,
Yep.
right? You can also rent lockers. So
Mhm.
if you are worried about your valuables, which is perfectly understandable, I will say we have never had an issue.
Thank God.
Well, I won't go any further. People start targeting us. Hey, the Steins are heading to the water park today. And I know for a fact they leave solid gold bars in their bag at their
Right.
seat.
Because
So,
that's what we have.
unattended by anyone
Right.
at all.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you can actually rent lockers. A standard is going to run you 10 per day. A large is going to be 15 per day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're concerned and you want to, when you're going out to the wave pool, you're going out to do all the amazing slides, you're getting lunch, whatever, you can put your valuables in that locker. It also honestly would be really smart if your plan is to use the facilities while you're there to shower and change because of whatever reason. You know, you can't just go back to your resort or something, do it, but you want to change. It's a good place to keep those clothes, to keep them dry and sand free.
That's true.
You know, so I think it's well worth. Otherwise, you're going to go
That's
shower,
true.
you're going to wash everything off, and then you're going to put on these clothes that somebody kicked sand on in your beach bag, in your bag while it was
Yep.
sitting there. So you got to think about that some. All right. What about phones? We've done some testing in the past with phones and water.
Well, what do you mean? Like the iPhones?
Purchasing cases and stuff.
Oh,
know,
yeah. Like
And-
the
and
life-proof cases.
and the life-proof cases.
where you can take
and-
them in the water and stuff. Yes. Also, when iPhone was like, "Oh, it's water resistant," and I was like, "Okay," and they said up to so many feet.
BS.
Yep, that was not true.
Yeah.
Because my phone broke.
Yep.
Anyways,
Port Orleans Riverside.
but they do have those cool like, and I think I want to do this one of the next times. Those plastic clear
Yeah.
where you can put your phone in and it keeps it from getting water in, and you can still take pictures. You can still do all the things. And I would
strap around your neck.
Yep. I
They're
would
wonderful.
highly suggest those. You can get them on Amazon. They sell them there.
Yeah.
And the main reason I will is because we were sitting there and this poor lady came up and said, "Can I borrow a phone?" We saw us sitting under our umbrella, and she said that they went to ride a ride and the person that was there is gone and he's nowhere to be
Didn't know how to reach
found.
him.
So she called a couple of numbers on my phone and he didn't answer. So I hope she found her person.
Yeah.
But
They were
that's
collect calls, so we got to pay all that off. She was calling Uruguay.
Okay.
And here's one thing I will say: if you're going to do that, buy a good one.
Yeah.
You can go to Amazon and find them for $4.99. Just skip right on past that one. Go for a good name brand one. Honestly, read the reviews.
Yes.
Because these aren't guaranteed, and you buy that one for cheap on Amazon, nobody's going to give a what if it leaks water into there and ruins your phone.
Yeah.
And then you're really screwed. So pay the money for a good one. What's next that I think is an absolute game changer that you can do here?
You can bring a cooler in. No loose ice, but plenty
No
of
alcoholic beverages, no glass.
Right. But plenty of like ice packs. You can even do loose ice in a Ziploc bag if you're like, I'm going to put some ice in my drink or stuff like that.
Yeah. Pack in your carry-on or your suitcase a bunch of Ziploc bags, and that goes well for here, but also if you're taking coolers into the park because you've got ice for free at the resorts, at the ice machines. But if you have nothing to put them in, then that's not going to help you. So pack Ziploc bags, and then you can fill those up and put them in there. But what can you bring in your cooler if you can't bring alcohol or glass?
Well,
and you definitely don't bring alcohol in glass.
You can bring anything you want, any drinks. Jeremy drinks caffeine-free drinks, so bring any of those, bring your caffeine, bring your Red Bulls, bring your whatever your favorite drink is, and food, bring your pub subs, bring whatever. I mean, that's great. And you can have a rolling cooler. You can have, it doesn't matter. It just means it means no loose ice, and no glass and no alcohol. They will ask to look in your cooler.
Yep. But it's not a very thorough search.
No, it's not.
So take that for whatever you want. But I think this, and here's the thing, the food at Typhoon and Blizzard is nothing that's going to wow you. There's a couple items there you can't get other places, but it's nothing that's just going to blow your socks off. Like, for example, Volcano Bay kills it at their dining offerings. I would say if you're going to Volcano Bay, go ahead and budget to buy some food there because they got some great stuff. They have really good stuff that is well themed to Volcano Bay. I really think Disney just phones it in when it comes to quick service dining at Blizzard and Typhoon.
Yeah.
It's burgers, it's chicken tenders. You can get,
we got a hot dog last time.
Yeah, we got the foot long hot dog, which you can get.
It was good.
It was really good. Had a nice snap to it.
Yeah.
It was actually delicious.
It was. And you got the jalapeno cheddar stuffed pretzel.
Yep.
That was really good.
Yep.
Last time when we had Lacey, and of course she got chicken tenders. But what I would say, bring your pub subs, bring whatever, like you can make peanut butter and jelly, make stuff to have in your cooler to eat, and save that money and go get a sand bucket ice cream.
Sand bucket ice cream.
Holy
so was that
moly.
$17.99?
I think so.
Easily feeds 4.
Oh, easily. But that's it. I wouldn't try to, like, the family of 4 that was us is a man, you, me, and then the 2 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And we cleaned that bucket.
Yeah, we did.
So if somebody else was with us, I would want to be getting.
They would have been out of luck.
They would have
gotten any ice cream.
I would have wanted to get 2.
We would have gotten 2 of them.
But it's really good because there's cake in there. There's chocolate and vanilla ice cream and Oreos and fudge.
Whipped
and
cream,
caramel and whipped cream.
Oh
my god,
so good.
And waffle pieces. Oh my gosh, and all of it together is fantastic.
It is so delicious.
So that is what I would suggest.
Yeah, because it is a huge savings, and again, there's no reason to spend money here.
Yeah,
on lunch. There just really isn't. Or the drinks. We talked last time, a couple episodes ago when we went to Typhoon, about the refillable mugs. They're specific to Typhoon Lagoon. They're not the ones you're getting at the resort.
Right.
So $13, they're refillable all day. You can bring them back and refill them or get them reactivated for $8.50. But you have to think about, is that worth the price if you can bring stuff in? Now,
correct.
Some people can't. For us, anybody local, it's real easy to say, I'm going to stop by Publix on the way. I'm going to get a couple pub subs. I'm going to throw them in a cooler.
Right.
I'm going to grab some iced teas, whatever, some bags of chips, and we're good to go. That's easy, right? If you are coming down and you're staying DVC and you have a kitchen and you've already done your vacation grocery delivery order, work this in there so you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're coming down for 3 or 4 nights, you have no intention of having snacks or food in your room, you could still have vacation grocery delivery, bring you pub subs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they could specific for this day, or this might be one where you go ahead and just say, we're going to purchase lunch there. It might not be of value to you, but we just want to cover all of those options. PhotoPass is available at the water parks. Not only will you have some character meet and greets, like Stitch is often out at Typhoon Lagoon, and they do have PhotoPass. Sometimes they will have PhotoPass photographers at the rides, and they will hand you a wristlet, like the ones we love for Epcot festivals, a wristlet with the PhotoPass code on it that you can then go enter in My Disney Experience and retrieve your photos. So it's really, really cool. Like, take advantage of that. Or if you have Memory Maker, of course, for your trip, use it here as well.
Absolutely.
What's something people could do that we don't do, but I talk about every time we go?
You should do.
Yeah, I need to.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
But water shoes.
Yeah.
You can't wear, like, if you've got Crocs and stuff or flip-flops. I don't know if you're considering those water shoes, I understand that, yes, they can get wet and it's not like they're heavy and sopping wet, but they do make specific water shoes that you can wear on the rides and stuff.
Yeah, and in the wave pool and all those.
Yes.
And one, they're just good for that. But two, while Disney does a good job of trying to keep walkways sprayed down, not all of them are. Neither is the sand. And I'm not kidding. You can burn and blister your feet on these sidewalks or in the sand.
Yeah.
So water shoes are great for that. And another thing I will say when Rhonda's talking about your Crocs or your flip-flops, obviously you can't take those on rides. And you can't take them in the wave pool and all. But what you could do is when you go to get your meals or you go to refill your beverage or you go whatever, put them on.
Oh, yeah.
Before you go walking anywhere, don't think, well, I'm barefoot for the rest of the day. Something to think about. Like anything with the heat, stay hydrated. Yeah. And take breaks.
Yes.
Here, a good break is in the water. It's the lazy river. Yep. Really. Yep. These lazy rivers can get very packed. And we're not going to talk about we're not going to talk about all the rides, right? All the attractions. No. But what we will say is what you want to do is if you're arriving at rope drop, you do want to have a plan. For Typhoon Lagoon, for us, it is immediately head to Misadventure Falls and ride that. Yep. Then go to Crush and Gusher, and then basically counterclockwise around the park. Yeah. We're not touching the wave pool. We're not touching the lazy river at that point. Midday is a good time to start to look at one of those, the lazy river or the wave pool. Usually I feel like the lazy river is better to wait a little bit more in the afternoon when the sun is really beating down. Yeah. Between 2 and 4 really is when it's going to be the hottest and the sun is the worst if there isn't a storm. Right. So that might be the time that you save for lazy river, but the lazy river will get packed. If you truly want it to be lazy, then go first thing. Yeah. When nobody's in it. But it will get to a point where you're tube to tube. Yeah. I mean, and that's true. And it really can. Yeah. So if you really want that rewind or that relax and, whatever, unwind and relax, then you want to go there first. But but have somewhat of a plan, attack the family raft rides first at both parks. Work your way to the kind of water coasters, and then the rest. Yeah. You can walk right past Mayday Falls. Nobody needs to go on Mayday Falls.
Is that the bumpy one?
Yes.
Oh Lord. I would love to know if there were speed bumps in it prior.
I don't think it was part of the original design.
Originally built, and then they added speed bumps because too many people fell out and too fast.
Yeah. It has to be.
I mean, it's crazy.
Because if they designed it the way that it is, they should have their design card revoked. You're no longer allowed to work in water parks because it's uncomfortable. It's not fun. No. So I would say you could skip that. Especially during the summer now, they're open till 8 p.m. Nice. Come in the evenings. Yeah. And we're talking about this free day on your check-in day in 2025. It doesn't mean you need to be there at 10 a.m. when they open. True. If you get in at noon, chances are you didn't buy a park ticket for that day, right? Yeah. Now, maybe you did get an after hours or you're doing the Halloween or Christmas party or something that night, whatever. But chances are you're going to hang around the resort anyway. Why not head over here during the summer next year or when they're open till 8 or even 6? Get over here at 4 p.m., 6 p.m. and enjoy 2 hours. Instead of going to the pool at your resort, which you're going to have an opportunity to enjoy the whole trip that you're there. Correct. Go here. It's nothing. It costs you nothing if you come over here using Disney transportation and stay for 2 hours. Yeah. Costs you nothing.
It only costs if you get a sand pill.
Exactly. Yeah, which you should do. So it'll cost you $17.99 for 4 people. Any more than that. So we will hopefully finally be doing a full review.
Oh, please let us.
On H2O Glow After Hours at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon. We're giving it our third attempt on the 26th. Here.
Hopefully third time's a charm.
I hope so. Yeah. But you can splash into the magic and enjoy lower wait times for popular attractions at this 3-hour nighttime event. This runs from May 25th to August 31st on select nights, and it runs from 8 to 11 p.m. These tickets are $75 on the Tuesdays that they have left, $85 on Fridays and Saturdays. And as an AP, you get a $15 discount.
That's nice.
So for Ron and I, this was $60 a ticket.
Yep.
Which was great.
Yep.
You can still get these in July on the 13th, 16th, 20th, 26th, and 30th. We are planning to go on the 26th. And then you can get these the remainder of August, or all of August, the 2nd, 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st.
I just needed to stop raining and storming.
I know. So, they illuminate it up at night.
I'm excited to see this.
Did you know this part? You get complimentary ice cream novelties, popcorn, and select beverages.
So like Mickey bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many Mickey bars are you going to eat?
I'm going to eat one Mickey bar and one ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich. And then let's at least do a bucket of popcorn.
Uh-huh.
And we'll see what
Can we take our own bucket?
Beverage. I don't know.
And
I know they're going to hand you the thing anyway.
Well, we can just hand two and we'll just pour it into
the bucket. That sounds good. You can enjoy your rides again with lower wait times, and you can move and groove to hot beats during a DJ dance party.
Well, then obviously we need to be over there for that and get
where
a
that
seat.
Little stage is.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be near there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also get to see some beloved Disney characters.
Ooh.
So
I wonder if Lilo will
exciting.
be with Stitch.
Yeah, and I believe I've seen Phineas and Ferb. Are typically there, so that would be cool. So again, we don't want to break down like every ride. We've done episodes in the past on that, but you can go, I would say, do your research and look at the rides. Both, it used to be which one was better for kids, right?
And
but now it doesn't matter if only one is open,
right? And I was just going to go into that, but if it does,
feel free though to break down the two kids areas.
Well, and I was
Blizzard
just going to
and
say,
Typhoon,
if it does come down to back to both of them opening, I think Blizzard Beach is much more young kid friendly.
Yeah.
Suitable.
Yes. It's better for the younger kids.
But
Typhoon as a whole is much better for teenagers and up.
Yes. It is great though. They've got really cute little water park or splash park areas for that.
Yeah.
Both of them for both kids.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, the one at Blizzard. I was just thinking, because in Typhoon, like, you be careful if you take a baby in the wave pool. But I saw a guy and I lost track of sight. He was heading up there with a baby, like a tiny baby, and going up. And I just was thinking, what if the wave hit, instead of a bunch of hats floating by, there's just babies left and right, just floating right through the water. You're picking them up, handing them to a lifeguard. Somebody lost this. So
yeah.
I don't know whose baby this is.
That would be scary.
That would be. Don't do that with a baby.
Yeah, but there are life jackets, by the way.
Yes,
speaking
there are
of that,
life jackets for all ages, all ages, sizes.
Even Jeremy's size.
Yes. Yeah.
Lacey actually.
Look, they even have giant ones.
Lacey actually got one because I think she wanted to float or something. I don't. In the lazy river because there was so many tubes.
Yeah, but also I think she was attributing it in the way that you put on the life jackets you're required over at the crazy river, we call it,
right,
at Volcano Bay.
But she just, I think there was the tubes in that situation, so she put that on, which was super funny. But yeah, so if you do have young children, don't worry that they can still enjoy the wave pool.
Yeah.
With a life jacket.
Yes, they can. And we're joking, but just be careful. There's obviously lifeguards everywhere.
Yeah.
But keep your eyes on your little ones when you're in that wave pool. Even if, we said this before, people will sit, there's like retaining stone walls.
Yeah.
With kind of built-in, concrete seating. And the waves can still smack up against those things.
Oh, it does.
And when you're sitting in, knee-deep water or 2 to 3 inches of water, it can still drag you when those waves come in.
Yeah, it does.
Like, seriously.
Jeremy was
it did it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's humiliating. It's what it is. A grown man just flip-flopping. Meanwhile, I'm trying to catch babies, so none get loose. But that will cover our Disney Prep water park series, I guess, with Typhoon and Blizzard. We've got fun episodes coming up, a couple great trips. We are in the thralls of planning all the holidays.
I'm like the
Mickey's,
thralls of
yeah,
what?
Mickey's Not So Scary, Jollywood Nights, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is super exciting for all of that. We'll be bringing all that type of stuff to you. And then, hit the subscribe button. You get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, while you're out there, we would be very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.